NFL's game-changing ESPN deal, what it means for sports media. The NFL is on the verge of finalizing a significant agreement to acquire the minority stake of up to 10% in ESPN, as reported by sources familiar with the negotiations. This potential partnership could unite two of the most influential brands in the sports industry, creating a powerful alliance that many fans and analysts are eager to see unfold. Currently, discussions are still in progress, and there is a possibility that the final agreement may result in a smaller stake than initially anticipated. According to insiders who chose to remain anonymous due to the confidential nature of the talks, ESPN's lengthy negotiations with the NFL are reportedly nearing completion, with some sources describing the situation as being inside the 5-yard line. ESPN has been in discussions with the NFL for a minimum of 2 years regarding the possibility of selling a stake in the company. It is important to note that ESPN is primarily owned by Disney, holding an 80% share, while Hearst owns the remaining 20%. Under the proposed terms of the deal, ESPN would not gain equity ownership in the NFL itself, unlike its recent acquisition of a stake in the Premier Lacrosse League. Instead, if the deal proceeds as currently structured, ESPN would gain full ownership of the NFL Network and NFL RedZone, rather than merely a controlling interest. However, ESPN is not negotiating to acquire the entirety of NFL media, which encompasses NFL Network, NFL RedZone, NFL Films, NFL.com, the NFL app, and NFL Plus. Instead, ESPN would likely acquire select assets while exploring partnership opportunities with other entities. Both ESPN and NFL representatives have chosen not to comment on the ongoing negotiations. In the competitive landscape of sports media, ESPN is vying with numerous other companies for NFL broadcasting rights. Securing a formal equity stake in the league could provide ESPN with a safeguard for its football broadcasting rights for the duration of that ownership. Additionally, this partnership would enable ESPN to enhance its content offerings for its forthcoming direct-to-consumer streaming service, which is set to be priced at $29.99 per month. For the NFL, this collaboration represents an opportunity to strengthen its relationship with the largest all-sports media organization in the United States, potentially leading to greater visibility and engagement with fans. What do you think about the implications of this potential deal? Could it reshape the landscape of sports broadcasting? Share your thoughts in the comments. NFL acquires 10% of ESPN. What it means for football and media. Breaking news from the world of sports media. A bombshell deal could revolutionize how we watch NFL football. Imagine this. The NFL, the same league that fines players for unapproved helmet designs, might soon own a slice of the ESPN pie. Here's what you need to know and why football fans should care. Here's the shocker. Under the impending agreement, the NFL could acquire up to 10% ownership in ESPN. That's a seismic shift in media power dynamics. Imagine Disney, current 80% ESPN owner, and the NFL now being co-parents in this media marriage. But what does this mean for the future of sports broadcasting? Owned assets the carve-up. ESPN would gain full control of two major properties, NFL Network and its premium RedZone channel. But other NFL media holdings, like the iconic NFL Films department, NFL.com website, the league's mobile app, and the NFL Plus streaming service, would see ESPN acquiring partial ownership without total operational control. Think of it as ESPN getting the keys to some buildings, but not the entire real estate portfolio. Why this matters? Disney currently dominates ESPN's 80% share, while Hearst owns the remaining 20%. But if the NFL becomes a 10% stakeholder, does that create a conflict of interest? Let's ask the uncomfortable question. Should the NFL own part of the network broadcasting its games? This deal blurs the line between content creator and coverage provider. The ABC paradox. But here's the kicker. If the NFL now owns 10% of ESPN, why would it continue using ABC for Monday Night Football broadcasts? When you own part of the delivery truck, wouldn't you want all packages coming through your own vehicle? This raises questions about media neutrality and potential bias in sports coverage. The elephant in the newsroom. Now comes the bigger conversation. Journalism ethics. Might ESPN reporters soften critical coverage of NFL decisions to protect their corporate overlords? Picture this. An investigative story uncovering NFL misconduct faces internal pushback. Should we expect 60 Minutes style pieces or more Entertainment Weekly coverage? A hypothetical example. Consider the 61-page collusion ruling referenced earlier. If ESPN held NFL equity during the gag order era, would their reporting have been tougher or more restrained? This deal creates a precarious precedent for sports journalism, forcing tough questions about editorial independence. Your turn to weigh in. Two perspectives dominate the discussion. 1. Proponents say this deal streamlines media operations and secures long-term revenue. 2. Critics warn it creates a fox guarding the henhouse scenario where profits outweigh truth-telling. So where do you stand? Should the NFL owning ESPN stake transform how we consume football news? Let's spark a discussion in the comments below. Is this deal a genius move or a media ethics minefield? We want to hear your take.